Hey guys, what's up? It's VM again. So today I would like to talk about um, a topic that most people don't really talk about, but I've seen some other YouTubers talking about it. So people are not able to communicate with each other anymore. And okay, so let me put it this way. Even if you can try to talk to someone, maybe you notice this like myself. Like you talk to someone, but every time you have a conversation with that person, they always talk about the latest trends, the late the so-called influencers that they watch, they talk about those things. But all these things are kind of like low-level people. Like what I realize is that most people are just very average. Like you try to communicate with them, but then you'll have to bring yourself down to a low level so you can communicate with them. Isn't that crazy? Like every time I just talk to a stranger, it just feels that way, and I feel like there is literally no point of just having any conversation anymore. And the crazy fact is worst case scenario, you talk with that person and they're still watching TikTok while they're talking to you. That's crazy. And I feel like none of the conversations that we have with one another seems genuine anymore. Like everyone is just being fake. Like it's crazy because other fake people are calling other fake people fake. You know what I'm saying? Listen to that again. Other fake people call fake people fake. So, okay, maybe I didn't say the exact same sentence, but you guys get the point. Like like people just can't seem to be able to communicate anymore. And it's gotten so bad to the point that they just don't want to communicate. Like because the lockdowns have messed us up. It changed our psyche, you know? Like literally, we can't even, we don't even know how to act in public anymore. We don't have any, you know, generosity. Like we don't have like a way to even, socialize. Like even when people socialize, they cannot socialize with someone without even looking at their phone. That's crazy. And nowadays, you just feel like conversations are just dry as fuck. Let me be honest. Conversations are just dry as fuck. And you just can't seem to be able to talk to anyone these days because all of them are just the same robotic person that you talk to every single day. They could be at your job, they could be your family, it could be your relatives, it could be your so-called fake friends. That's crazy. Now I just decided, you know what? I just don't want to talk to anyone anymore because it's just a waste of my time. And if I'm being honest here, uh, I'm currently still trying to finish my studies. Hopefully, God bless. God bless myself. Hopefully, I get to finish my studies on time, so I don't have to see these people again. Because honestly, every time I go to class, the energy is always silent with me. Like like every time you try to open the door for someone, like you just try to open the door for someone so they can come to school, they don't even say thank you no more. There is no such thing as, how do you say this? Common courtesy. You know, I feel like we are just becoming so robotic. We're becoming a cyborg, and every time I get to class, there's this awkward silence that everyone just looks at me in a strange way, and they just despise me for some reason. And I would like to tell you guys a crazy story about what happened today. So today I was supposed to work with some partners, right? But other people already formed their groups. The crazy part is that Nobody wants to work with me because I'm real. I'm not fake. Most people just don't like real people. So that's why when you're yourself, people hate working with you. That's the reality. And you try to work with these people, they just don't like you for no reason. And that's the crazy part. They don't like you for no reason. And I try to work with someone, and that person, I won't name that person, but that person specifically said, "Why don't you wait for that other person who's going to come?" Okay, I went to the classroom. I asked him, "Okay, do you want to work with me when you when you come back from the toilet?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And guess what? It took him 20 minutes to just get into the other room to work with me. And the teacher got mad at him because number one, they knew they were wrong. They knew they shouldn't have, you know, gone to the toilet for so long and just did whatever the hell they want and just keep me waiting. I literally asked that person, "Do you want to work with me?" He said yes. "Will you come back from the toilet?" He said yes. But it's not my job to tell the teacher that he went to the toilet. It's it's like it's ridiculous. And the teacher said, "Okay, set up this machine or whatever, okay?" And I did that. And those same people blamed me for not working with someone else. All these other people don't want to work with me. So what the hell am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just cut myself off from the entire class? I mean, really, honestly, this is fucking ridiculous. And I just waited for them. And then the teacher punished them to actually, to actually work with the machine, right? Yeah. And yeah, pretty crazy day. And then I didn't really do super well on my exam because we had all this stress. I don't think anyone did well. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. What I'm saying is that people just can't seem to communicate. Like I literally talked to that person. He said yes, he'll come. But then he just didn't come at all. Like they just forget things in like seconds. Like people are so forgetful these days. Like, okay, I'm not saying that I'm any better than other people. I'm not saying that I'm good at memorizing the things I study in class. Okay, what I'm saying is that just normal things like remembering what the person said, whether you'll come at this time or that time. Some people just forget that easily that they just oh sorry, I forgot that we had this appointment, and now he's just gonna send a text and saying, "Oh, I didn't know we had this appointment" on that same day. Like that's happened to me so often. Like it has gotten to the point that I said, you know what, I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore because you guys are just unreliable. Like, why the hell should I work with you guys if you guys are shit? Like, if you guys just don't want to work with me because I'm real, because I am trying to connect with y'all, but you don't want to. You don't want to because I'm real and you're fake and you know you're fake. I would have said that to their faces, but you know what? Now we're just now everything is just racist. Everybody gets offended too easily these days, and people get aggressive very easily. And you know what? At some point, you just tell yourself, what am I doing with these people? Yeah. And honestly, I think a lot of good people like myself have experienced this kind of issue. Like, not just in university. Maybe let's put this scenario. Like let me make this scenario. For example, you work with your colleagues, right? And you eat lunch together. You try to talk with them. None of them actually give you a genuine answer, and none of them even want to help you. They don't even teach you anything. They just set you up to fail for no apparent reason. And that's the crazy part. Like, you can't even you how do you say this? You can't even work with these people anymore because they formed their own group with other fake people, and the real ones just get cut off. You know, the reality is that regardless if the energy does not fit with that person, you still will have to work together, even though it does not actually work. But when push comes to shove, right? When push comes to shove, you'll have to work together, right? But people don't want to communicate anymore, and people just cut each other off automatically. Like, that's crazy. Every time I try to work with other people, they just want nothing to do with me. Like, I do my best to be kind, to be respectful, but no one wants that no more. No one tolerates respect anymore. That's the crazy part. And that's sad. That's really, really sad. And today I just did my I just did my job, like a mini job. That's what we call in Germany a 4 hour job that I'm gonna do Friday and Saturdays. While I'm still studying, I need that job to save up money and leave Germany, right? Or leave Europe. Anyways, what I came to realize that um, there was another guy who wanted to have this job, right? Who wanted to take this job, and yeah, and the boss actually respected me and gave me some money. You know, he respected me because I really wanted this job and all that. But the thing is, it's not that I love this job. It's just that I have to do this job so that I can save up money and fly away from Europe. And I think a lot of Western men are just sick and tired of being blamed for everything, you know. And especially this colleague who originally comes from I won't okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna mention where he's from, but I try to talk with him, but all the conversations seem so short, seem so dry, and seem so boring, tedious. Like, this has happened more than once, guys. This has happened multiple times. Like, I try to talk with people, it's just so boring with them. Like, all these conversations seem dull and dry. Dull as dishwater, as the British would say. Like, it's crazy. And at some point, I just tell myself, you know what? Most people are just not worth pursuing anymore. And I'm glad I have those people in my life. Not in Germany, of course. I have the real ones in other countries. I'm not saying there are no real ones in Germany. I have one friend here. When I leave this country, at least I'm going to communicate with him. He'll update me what's going on in his country. In this country, yeah. You'll always need some contact, some form of contact, you know. But the thing is, guys, what I'm saying is that it's getting harder to communicate with low level people, low life forms, if I would, you know, name it in a very kind way. But it's just insane. People are not people anymore. People are just robots. And at some point I just tell myself, I want nothing to do with anyone anymore. Real men like ourselves, we are done having friends. Because we all know, we as good men, we know most people are fucking fake. We don't want anything to do with these people. Why would we waste time with these people? Seriously, why would we? At some point there's gonna be a revolution for good men. We're just done. We're fucking done. Alright guys, that was just a very long rant, but I hope you guys took something from this video, and hopefully I woke you guys up. Sorry, I sometimes do that, but hopefully you guys woke up from this video and take things seriously, because I realized that You need to have genuine conversations with someone who wants to have a genuine conversation. So try to find these people. If not, it's better to be on your own for the time being, because like I know you guys feel lonely. You as good people, men or women, regardless. Um, you guys feel lonely and you feel like you need to make more friends. I'm telling you guys right now, you don't need to make more friends. You just need to have that one conversation with that one good person, and that's it. You just need one or two to three, or maximum, I would say, four good friends, and that's it. You don't need any more friends, okay? Most people are fake and not worth pursuing, and they're a waste of your time. Alright, guys, I love y'all. Till then, much love, peace, and remember, guys, never sell your soul.